It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out, episode 437. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe. Hi. So, we have a roof.
Woohoo!
We've got a roof over our heads.
That's more of a bonus topic.
Yeah, but it's the sad thing is that's like the biggest thing that really happens to us.
Yeah.
Got a roof.
Yep.
Still waiting on the fascia
Yeah, and the gutters.
and the gutters.
But we got a roof.
But we got a roof at long last.
Yay!
Been working on this since
August! Yeah.
So, what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Breaking news.
So this segment is being inserted after the recording of everything else. It is truly breaking news.
It is.
And so,
Woke up to an email this morning.
yeah, and then a mad scramble for one of us. So we have a recall on the Bike Plus. Original Bike Plus. Model number PLO2. P is in Paul.
Yes, and it's only for bikes that were manufactured between 2019 and 2022. So that's why that model number is so important to check. And that the recall, you might remember that the original bike had a recall in 2023 for the seat post. And at the time, no incidents had been reported on the Bike Plus. So that's important to note. However, that original recall did affect 2 million units of the original bike. Now, once that recall occurred, they had redesigned the seat post. So as part of quote unquote fixing the recall from 2023,
Right.
they changed the design of the seat post so it has a fail-safe mechanism on it. So even if the seat post were to break, it will not disattach from the seat. That fail-safe keeps it from unattaching.
Gotcha.
And so any seat post that's been made after 2023 or that was part of the recall, that you already had a seat post that was fixed for your regular bike,
You're good to go.
you're good to go.
And we should specify, we're talking manufacturing dates. So just because you bought a bike in 2023 doesn't mean your bike was manufactured in 2023.
Correct.
So you should still go check it.
And again, Bike Plus.
Bike Plus. Sorry.
It's only on the Bike Plus that this recall, because they've already done the recall for the regular bike.
Yes.
Okay.
And so this is a voluntary recall.
It is a voluntary.
This time.
Woohoo.
So that's good, I suppose.
It is.
And yeah, and this would be also affecting, like, this is worldwide, even though we're talking specifically about the CPSC, which is the U.S. body.
Yes, you're going to see this in other markets as well. I know Canada is putting out a release as well. And, you know, interestingly, the injury reports that have come in where the seat post, I don't even know if they were injury reports. I don't know. That is completely made up in my head. What I do know is there were 3 incidents where the seat post actually disconnected from the seat while a person was riding. In each of those cases, according to Canada Health, those were in individuals who weighed over 250 pounds. So I only say that to say that, like, this is kind of an abundance of caution to go ahead and replace these seat posts.
Your Bike Plus is not going to implode the next time you sit on it.
Right.
Most likely.
And so Peloton they're going to reach out to everyone who owns a Bike Plus. So these emails are going to be going out through the day today. So by the time people hear this, it is very likely if they own a Bike Plus that's affected, they will already have an email. Interestingly, if you have a Bike Plus that is within this time frame, they are also sending out notifications via your console. They're going to it's going to pop up on your screen to tell you this.
Oh, that's cool. Because I was thinking, I know people complain about the fee now when you buy a bike used, but I guess that is a way for Peloton to make sure you're still in their ecosystem and they know what bike you have and they can
even if you
communicate
sold it, even if you sold it, like it'll still pop up because I think it'll still pop up. That makes sense, right?
I would think. Yeah. So
making up a little bit of a thing there, but making an assumption that would occur.
Well, hopefully this recall goes smoother than the more infamous one.
Well, I think it will for a couple of reasons. One, nothing currently being sold is affected.
Right.
So that's huge because right now you can't even buy one of these bikes. It's only the only thing for sale right now is the cross training series. So nothing currently for sale. So that's one thing that they have in their favor. Two, it's much fewer bikes, 822,000 as opposed to 2 million. That's a huge difference. And three, they're going to just send you a new seat post. You can put it on yourself.
Right.
It's nothing that you're going to have to call out somebody for and change. Like with the tread, whenever they had the changes,
they had to send people to your home.
Exactly.
And most importantly, we should retroactively make this number one. No one died.
No one died.
Yeah,
you're right. That is a very important thing.
It's rare that I get to be the voice of reason.
True. That's true. So one of the questions that I had is just, and I don't think we really have a real reason for this, but I just find the timing interesting. I find the timing interesting for two reasons. One, they aren't selling Bike Pluses anymore. There were people complaining about the seat post slipping on the Bike Plus.
Yeah, this is not a new complaint.
No, but there's a big difference between breaking and slipping. Huge difference.
Yeah.
And then three, it's interesting that this is the only time Peloton has ever had an earnings call at 5 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And that seems relevant.
It does. I don't know what it means.
I don't either.
But it feels like it means something. I would also say it's interesting that this is happening through the CPSC, given that we are in the middle of a government shutdown that's been going on for
37 days.
Something like that, yeah.
The longest ever.
The longest ever. We did it, America.
Yay, we're so great again. So, yeah, it is interesting because kind of sort of not at all related, but there's a work thing that I'm dealing with that I have to get trademark information on that I can't get information on because there's no one in the trademark office
they all
to
went
help
home.
me. Yeah. So it's fascinating.
It is that this organization is still up and functioning, which is ultimately a good thing.
It is ultimately a good thing. I wonder if they're getting paid. That's interesting.
I don't think they are, but yeah. So anyway, there's your recall information.
Yeah, and official notice, because we'll talk about this later, we are not going to be bringing up anything from the earnings call and recording it today.
Yeah.
So this is the last time I'm re-editing this episode.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yes. We now return you to your regularly scheduled clip out, already in progress.
Well, we're going to talk about this Peloton integration with ChatGPT/OpenAI.
Okay.
What exactly is it and what is it not? Because people don't seem to understand.
They do
so
not.
We're going to clear some things up.
Yes.
There's also a fascinating article that somebody put up about how they used AI to analyze their 3 years at Peloton. So we'll talk about that. Give you some ideas for how to use ChatGPT. And we are going to talk about Peloton had added those Walk+Runs. They moved them over to runs instead of walks.
Classified them.
I understand now.
Ooh.
I've got clarity. I'm going to spread that clarity.
Okay.
There's also, it's very interesting this week, Peloton not once, but twice sent out messages asking for people to fill up classes. What is happening?
Yeah,
There's also a really fascinating article that was on LinkedIn where the director of the Jason Universe content went into detail about behind the scenes. So we're going to get into that.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Peloton is teaming up with Earned. I don't know what that is. So we're going to learn together. There's classes. There's not going to be any classes for members to take online.
Okay.
We'll get to that. I'll
Yeah.
explain.
Just for a day.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And then, of course, we have a whole bunch of instructors in the news, and we have artist series. We have some very interesting information coming out of the competitor segment. I can't wait to get into.
Yeah.
Not to mention the content. There's a lot of new content this week.
Awesome. Well, before we get to all that shameless plugs, don't forget, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast. You can find us while you are there. Be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. If this is not enough for your ears and you just need more of us, we've got you, fam. Over at Patreon, patreon.com/real spoilers. It's only $5. Oh, damn it. I said the wrong show. But you can do that one too. But patreon.com/theclipout.
Where are you, Tom?
Where am I? So what do you get for your $5? You get all sorts of bonus content.
Yeah.
You get ad-free episodes and you get early episodes. So this week on the bonus episode, we're going to be talking about the health risks of melatonin. You know that thing that they told you was 100% safe and don't feel bad about taking it?
Turns out,
Not so fast.
settle down.
Yeah, maybe not. We're also going to talk about reinventing the sports bra.
It's an important thing to discuss.
If you need one, it is very important, I'm
Yes.
sure. And we have an instructor fighting off imposters online, so we will tell you all about that
Yes.
over on the bonus episode. I just recorded the bonus episode for Real Spoilers yesterday.
Oh, so
Sitting
that's
at
why.
my desk at work.
Yeah.
We talked about Night at the Roxbury. We're covering all the SNL movies.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
So it's actually pretty funny.
Moving on.
Okay.
Nope, save it.
Okay. So where was I? Oh, yeah. We have a YouTube, youtube.com/theclipout, where you can watch all of these. And, of course, sign up for our newsletter where you get all the links and stuff sent to you, mostly weekly, at theclipout.com. There's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
So Peloton's ChatGPT integration has gone live, and people have questions. And by questions, I mean they're outraged at things that probably aren't actually happening.
Literally, this is one of the comments I saw. I disabled this in the app immediately. Did you now? What exactly did you disable? Because it's not in the Peloton app. So I would love to know, what exactly did you disable?
It reminds me, I had a friend growing up whose mom, God love her, was different.
Okay.
And she bought a car, and she just decided the car had all this stuff she didn't need. And she would just start removing things from the car that, like, just taking parts off, or I don't need this. Or, like, she was a single mom, and she's like, well, nobody's in the back seat. So she was just like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think of when you say the lady disabled
But
a
there's
feature
nothing to disable.
that you can't disable. Like, what did you really do,
Yeah,
lady?
exactly. And I asked that question, and I never got an answer. So I
She
think
don't-
that's your answer.
Because she don't know.
But
Disabled the thing that gave her notifications when someone commented on her posts.
when we announced that this was coming a couple weeks ago, there were a lot of comments that came in about how this is bullshit and how dare Peloton, and they're never going to use Peloton, and it's too much information, it's dangerous, and they were just like really freaking out. I had like a back and forth with somebody that lasted like 4 or 5 exchanges because they were convinced that Peloton was going to just have this like open connection with OpenAI, and I was like, but it's not. It's a separate app. Like, OpenAI has recently created a new offshoot that it's like they are now allowing apps to give access. So it's a third party
Right.
app user. So in the way that, like,
You might use Facebook to log in
Yes.
to a website.
Yes.
Or, when you go onto a website and it says, do you want to log in with Facebook or Amazon or Google or Apple?
That is a great analogy. So that's what this is. So it's through OpenAI. You can choose to go into it and then log in with your Peloton credentials.
Right.
And literally, I tried this. Literally, if you just type the word Peloton, it like pops up with a little @ Peloton. You click on that, and that is what brings you to log in with your Peloton credentials. Right. Very simple.
And then you never get a class with a real instructor again.
Never.
It's
all just robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's robots dressed up like Jen Sherman. Yeah, it's crazy.
The Jen Sherman tank.
And that's a great point, though. A lot of people think that this means that using OpenAI means all the classes will be taught by robots and that they're never going to have a live class again. It's like not even close.
Yeah.
Like not even close. All it is taking your data. If you want to, you don't have to do this.
Right.
And you go over to OpenAI, ChatGPT, you log your information, log into Peloton, and then you are able to search for things. Like, for example, I had a conversation with it this weekend where I was looking for the most difficult run classes, specifically intervals. Mm-hmm. As a woman going through perimenopause, one of the things that you need to do is have really tough intervals with recovery periods. So I was looking specifically for that. It ended up going down a deep rabbit hole where I argued with it because I just wanted the top 50 classes.
You're like, no AI, you're wrong.
Well, it was like, okay, well, we gave you the top 15. And then after that, we just made assumptions. And they were like, so it's, a run class with Andy Spear. And I was like, no, I want real classes. Like, look for the real data.
Actually exist.
And they were like, oh, okay, hang on. We'll be back.
Oh, hang on. You wanted the truth. Sorry. It's not our starting point. Our bad.
We thought you were from a different political party.
Yeah.
So.
But now, at the same time, ever since then, you are a robot. You're a robot.
Yeah. And all of my classes have been taught by robots.
Which makes sense because you're a robot.
All right.
So you're my little Stepford wife. Oh, sorry. Spoilers for the Stepford wives.
So, but it's kind of interesting because you can use it for things like looking at classes to find the most difficult one. You can look at your trends over time to see how they've changed. You can look for hypertrophy classes. That's one thing that people use. Now, on the opposite side of that, it's only looking at data. So this isn't going to tell you next week's schedule, okay? And because the classes don't exist yet.
Right.
And you haven't taken them.
Is Cody going to sign his contract?
Yeah, none of that.
Well, it'll probably answer.
It'll probably answer you, but it won't
just
be right.
some made up bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it won't be.
And it also is not there to like look at other users or, I mean, you could say, how do I compare to other writers? But that's not necessarily the point.
Right.
So
you got the leaderboard for that.
Right.
Every class tells you how you're doing.
Right.
Not well.
I'm always at the bottom on the bike. Well, I'm always at the bottom on the tread too. I actually do pretty good on the row, which is weird and counterintuitive. But there it is.
Yeah.
You never know. Anyway, I think that this could be a really cool way for people to find new classes, get some ideas about new instructors to take, things like that. I don't really feel like it's going to change people's interaction with the equipment at all, unless they just want it to.
Right.
So it's just fascinating because people were really scared of this. And I just want to make it clear, you do not have to interact with it. If you don't, there's lots of reasons to be concerned about AI. Like, I am the first one to tell you that. And that is a very fair point.
Yeah.
But I want to be clear that you do not have to use this. And if you do, it doesn't change your interaction on the equipment.
And if you don't, it does not change.
Does not change your life at all. At all.
So speaking of AI, there was an interesting article over on LinkedIn. We like to point out because nobody actually goes to LinkedIn.
Nobody.
Of course, Crystal does now because she's a robot.
No. Nikki is also a robot.
Oh, that makes sense.
Nikki goes to LinkedIn.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robot helper be Nikki.
Oh my God. We got to talk about Cyber Bee. That reminds me. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Robot helper be Nikki found this article over on LinkedIn. the website Entirely for Robots, where someone used AI to analyze 3 years of their Peloton usage.
Yes.
It said,
Well, first of all, they had to clean up their data because it
what are
has.
they doing on that Peloton?
No.
Oh.
No. Mind out of the
I
gutter.
was like, they take the seat off?
But the thing is that when you get a CSV format pulled out of any kind of system, it always has like weird timestamps
Yeah.
and stuff on it. So that was the first thing that they
Okay.
used it for, was to clean up their data.
Okay.
And then they also found that they were able to do like a really complex question, because what they wanted it to do was look at a time series calculation, finding the gap duration between every single sequential workout. They wanted to know like when am I having gaps, and is there a pattern to it? Is there a causation, not just a correlation?
Okay.
So they were trying to understand their own workouts. So they found out that their longest break that they took followed a 5,642 kilojoule training surge, demonstrating that it was able to perform engineering based on temporal logic and deliver targeted high impact insights. In other words,
Honey, we're not robots.
they did a whole bunch of workouts, had a really high output, and their body was exhausted, and they took a break.
Yeah.
That the data was able to be analyzed,
Gotcha.
and that was the learning.
Which is what you should do.
Yeah, exactly.
You need rest too.
Exactly.
I thought the answer was going to be like, you went on vacation.
I mean, that's us.
That's what ours always is. Why'd I miss 10 days? Oh, I was in Hawaii. Fair enough. Why'd I take one random yoga class? Oh. I didn't want to lose my streak because we were in Hawaii. I've never done yoga. What's happened here? Oh, yeah. It was just me keeping a streak alive for my own pride. So we have updates on why Walk+Runs were reclassified as runs.
I've got the answer. It's so simple now that I know. But I was taking a class the other day, and it was a Walk+Run, which now counts as a run. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm in. And I think it was with Mariana, and she's like, yeah. So now we have pace targets for Walk+Run. So when they're teaching a Walk+Run, they can say moderate or challenging, and it fits in with your run pace targets. Well, they wouldn't have been able to use those run pace targets if they were on walking, right?
Okay.
So it makes sense that they switched them over. I'm like, okay. All you had to do was tell me that.
Yeah.
I would have been on board. I would
like,
have
"Oh,
been
okay."
very excited about this change.
People just like to know that there's a reason.
Yeah,
Is that
because
crazy?
sometimes Peloton does some really weird things without any explanation.
That it does.
Speaking of,
They've been scrambling to fill classes in the last week.
just so weird. Now, one of them was for one of the London instructors, Bradley Rose specifically, who's very popular.
Right.
But I will
No
say,
reflection on Brad.
none at all. But I will say that in general, the UK studio, the London studio, is more chill than the New York studio.
For
which
sure.
makes sense because
Yeah.
it hasn't been around as long.
Yeah.
So again, no reflection on the instructors, but it is a little bit different. So yeah, they were having a Bradley Rose class, and they sent an email out, and they were like, help us fill seats tomorrow night. There's seats open. And I've never seen them do that.
Yeah.
And it was the Peloton Experience team reaching out to admins of Bradley's team. That's just bonkers.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened and people just didn't post in a place where I saw it.
Could be.
That also is very possible.
When we were there in London for the world tour thing,
Yeah.
they like tried to get me to take class twice because they had empty seats.
Yeah. They
And
were
I
like,
was like, well, clearly you don't listen. They're like, we can get you in right now. And I'm like,
which
oh,
is so funny because I wanted to do other classes and they were like, no,
Yeah.
you can't. He
Yeah.
can, but you can't.
right.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it is interesting. And then what was the other one that they sent out?
Yeah, so they sent another one out, and God, what was it? I had images of both of them. Oh, it was like on the Peloton Studios Instagram account, and it said, we've got last minute spots for our classes this weekend. It was also Peloton Studios London. Isn't that fascinating? It's like all of a sudden they're not able to fill up the classes and they're not having enough people hanging around to be able to fill up the classes. So if that continues, the next step is going to be, well, then we're not going to have as many live classes. I mean, that will happen.
Yeah.
Because why would you bother?
Right.
And it's interesting. I wonder if in London they have as many people drop in off the streets as they used to in New York. And I wonder if that ever happened because of when London got popular, when Peloton got popular in the UK, it was already close to COVID times. And then it was nobody was going in.
Right. Also, I feel like where the London studio is located, it's tucked back a little bit more.
It is
where
tucked.
it's not, so it doesn't necessarily have the same amount of foot traffic either. So
that is very true.
There's that.
London.
So, last week for Halloween, they did their Jason Universe stuff, tying into Friday the 13th, hence the Jason, in case you were confused. And so Peloton's live production director over again on LinkedIn, thanks Robot Nikki, Helper B. I'm assuming this is where it came from.
You're absolutely
look
right.
at that. Look at me knowing something. He had a whole post talking about what went into the making of that content.
Yeah.
They killed 3 instructors filming this content. If you wonder where Jennifer Jacobs and Kendall have been, that's
the casual way you checked out your nails when you said it. That was just beautiful.
mistakes were made. It's a learning process.
They're alive and well, despite Jennifer Jacobs' ridiculous hospital bed post. She's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, they talked about how the lighting was different and how they had to do different camera angles and surprise shots of getting the different people in. It was more actually filming a movie.
Yeah.
Exactly, than a bike class. So it was a very different feel to it. And if you watched it, there's different angles, there's different than you normally see.
Right.
There are some surprise cameos from instructors in Camila's class. And there was lots of different lighting in Camila's class as well. So it was neat. It was a lot of fun. And they seem to have fun with it. They seem to really enjoy it.
I'm sure, when you do something like that and you finally get to do something different, I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
So Peloton has teamed up with Earnt.
Yeah, I still don't understand what this is.
So I tried to read up on it because I was like, what is this? I'm still not entirely sure.
I just can't even stand the word earned. It just sounds like ain't and somebody got confused,
Yeah.
Because it should be earned
Right.
if it's the past tense of earn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It says that Earned was launched with the simple idea that people will go to crazy lengths to get exclusive access and VIP treatment from their favorite brands, restaurants, and performers. Well, yeah. So somehow there's...
It's I know. So people still wait in line outside shops to get limited edition trainers and queue for hours online to get tickets for festivals they just have to go to. If you'll spend 8 hours online for Beyonce tickets or camp out overnight to be first to get the new PlayStation, what would you do to skip those queues? So I think what it's doing is instead of using that time and just standing there waiting and doing nothing, you go do some sort of project for the public good, and then you get access to something. So they pair you up with brands. So it's if you do X amount of things. So it's basically you're giving yourself your own community service sentence.
Okay. Well, now that I think is really cool.
And then
need to make it easier to understand.
Yeah, it's very confusing because then on another part of the website, they're what we are not a charity, an agency, a purpose or greenwashing tool for brands.
You can tell this was written by a marketing person because it doesn't actually give real verbs in any sentences.
But so I think it's designed to we'll find an area for you to clean up this vacant lot.
Okay.
And then, or paint a grade school or whatever. And then if you spend 3 hours on that, then it gets you this. And so they're doing something with Peloton where if you go participate, and I really didn't understand what they wanted you to do.
Because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because it's all in marketing speak. And I'm in marketing, and I'm just like, synergy.
You get access to an exclusive class with Ben.
Right.
And apparently Hannah Frankson. So it says you're going to go to Newcastle at a grassroots football heroes FC United and give back to the local community in some way.
Right.
Unclear what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't know. But then you earned. You. That's what they're doing.
Right.
Aren't they cute?
Yes.
It's like Shook and worse.
Yeah.
And then you get to hang out with Ben, which is cool.
Right.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And then that happens at the Langdale Center. Okay, well, I feel a million years old, but we got there.
We got there.
Phew.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom. I mean, it makes sense. You're in marketing. You should be able to make it clear.
Even I, when the really high-end boutique marketing, super corporate, even though they're claiming they're not corporate.
I know.
Like,
listen to what they do. Ernst is a tech-enabled company whose purpose is to harness the power of brands to make the world a better place. That says nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, but what do you do, though?
Unknown.
Yeah. That's why I can never be truly successful in marketing. I just got to sit here in the lower rungs because, like, that's dumb.
It is. It is.
So there are no classes on December 5th.
It's not there. There's no classes.
There will starting December 5th. There will never be classes again.
Only with robots.
But only with robots. But you have to first become a robot.
So go over to ChatGPT.
Your guide is now a suppository.
Ow.
And so only at first, but once you become a robot.
Good to know. Good to know.
Once you become a robot, then you're fine.
Okay.
It's like when you get a shot in your gum at the dentist.
Yeah.
It hurts at first.
Right.
But it quickly goes numb.
Okay.
Because you're a robot. Not
Okay.
at the dentist.
Okay. Right.
Because robots don't have teeth. So
Right.
you wouldn't need to go to the
course.
dentist if you were a robot.
Of course.
I mean, you won't have to go to the dentist anymore.
Okay. So anyway.
Or Nikki. Nikki no longer has to go to the dentist because she's a robot.
All right. So no, it's not that there's no classes. What it is people went to go find classes on the studio website where you sign up 6 weeks in advance to take them live.
Right.
Okay. And there were none available. Why were there none available? Because it was for First Time Friday people. So people who've never been to the studio,
Right.
they got invites to come to the studio. In fact, one of our very own St. Louis listeners
got
an invite, and
Yeah.
she was so excited. She wasn't even sure it was real. She asked me, she asked me like 3 times. She was like, "But are you sure?" I was like, "I promise you it's real. So I can book my flight." "Yes, you are good." She was so cute and excited.
Worst case scenario, you'll be in New York City with some extra free time. That ain't bad either.
No, but I would
But it's real.
understand.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for her. It actually like reinvigorated my excitement about Peloton in general, which has been waning dramatically lately. But I was truly excited for her, and it was really cute, her excitement. But yeah, so what they do is they send out these invites to people who've never been to the studio, and then you have to accept them really quickly because they go really fast.
Right.
And
unless you're in London.
And then you get a trip to New York that you pay for.
Right. That's getting a trip to New York. That's,
Well, I mean, you're getting to take one.
they will let you enter the boundaries of New York City.
I mean, if
Like
you're from New York City
like
and you...
Snake Plissken.
I'll stop there. So anyway, it's very cool. Very cool.
Coming up after this, we got instructors in the news. We're going to talk to you about all the different instructors of the New York Marathon. Katie Wang got married and a baby shower. So sit tight.
Instructors in the news.
So we had multiple instructors finish the New York City Marathon.
Yeah, several instructors were participating in the marathon. Mariana was there, Ben Aldis was there, Rad was there, and Jeffrey was there. There were also instructors that were cheering on. Oh, I forgot to mention Alex. There's a couple things that I feel like I have. Alex K, by the way.
Right.
I feel like I have to mention a couple of special things that happened, though. Number one, and this is impressive. Rad was at Katie Wang's wedding, which was in Mexico. He flew from Mexico after the wedding, landed in New York, and went straight to the race.
Yikes.
And then did a marathon, an entire marathon.
Not as impressive
No,
as the guy from Wicked.
it's not. That is something else. But Ben, Brad, and Mariana. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Ben, Jeffrey, and Mariana all ran together. They crossed the finish line at the exact same time. And when I say the exact same time, to the second, which never happens.
Yeah.
That was amazing to see three people with the exact same time. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And then Rad finished only 8 minutes behind them, despite the fact that he was in Mexico less than 24 hours ago.
Well, it's time zone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. But I also have to say, Alex K ran this marathon with them, and he ran it in 2 hours and 36 minutes.
Oh, my word.
26 miles in 2 hours and 30. That is getting into Olympic times there.
Yeah.
Like he is really like very freaking fast.
Yeah.
That is elite running time. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy town.
Yeah. So we just needed to highlight a few of those things. And also, Ben wanted to make sure that he was able to accomplish this milestone before he and Leanne have a baby, which is apparently happening by the end of the year. So
Okay.
there's that. And then Mariana posted a beautiful video of the race, which just kind of encapsulated all of the feels of it, from the moment the gun goes off to standing in line at the corrals to getting your bib. Like, it's the whole thing. And like, if you watch that and you don't have any kind of feels, like, you really are a robot. You really are.
Ooh, I'm the robot now. The tide has turned.
It has.
Yeah. Speaking of weddings,
Yes.
because we were speaking of her wedding. Katie Wang
Yes.
got married.
She did. She got married on Halloween. No, it was not a Halloween themed wedding.
Okay.
And she was a beautiful bride. And it took place in Cabo, Mexico. Several instructors were there. Tunde did her makeup for the rehearsal and for the actual event. And of course, she looked beautiful. Katie and Tunde, for that matter. Of course, Ash was there. Rad was there, obviously.
Yeah. But not for long.
It was just
He didn't even
bonkers.
fly back to New York. He ran.
It was just beautiful wedding, and she will be out for a while, of course,
Yeah.
enjoying, and we'll see her on the other side.
And speaking of out for a while,
Yeah,
Salena Samuela had her baby shower.
she did have her baby shower, and several instructors were there as well, and she's already taught her last class. She's gonna be out till May.
Holy cow.
Holy cow, indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, double the babies, double the maternity leave.
Yeah. I think that's the way the law works, right? Especially now that Mom Donnie's mayor of New York.
Careful. People are
I know.
real triggered by
Yeah.
that one, which I get. Like, I know it's super complicated.
Yeah.
I'm just, listen, there are just some people that just can't be in office. And I understand how there are people that feel real against him, but
Yeah.
just better than some other people. That's all
Just
I'm
like-
saying.
It's like when people are like, I don't like this person in charge. And I'm just like, we live in Missouri, honey. Welcome to our world.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of out for a while,
Yeah. I was really surprised
I'll
by
just
this.
keep saying that for the rest of the episode. Speaking of out for a while, that's the segue for everything for the rest of the episode.
But Matt Wilpers is going to be out on maternity leave. I know. He was just out. He
Yeah.
just had the baby. Well,
Well,
his
he
wife
didn't.
just had the
Yes.
baby. But yeah, so I guess he was at the end of his 12 weeks when she had the baby. So then he came back and he did, a bunch of classes and a couple races and, all the Matt Wilpers things.
Yeah.
And now he's going to go on maternity leave, and he will be paternity leave, not maternity
Yeah.
leave. And he will be out through January.
Oh,
So
smart move.
it is smart.
Well timed.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if they're going to offer the 12 weeks.
Stacking the PTO.
Well, that's clearly what Salena did too.
Yeah. which is, again makes sense.
It
If that's how
does.
they're going to structure things, you might as well maximize it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? That
Yeah.
would be crazy not to.
Peloton artist collaborations.
Speaking of out for a while, the Who,
They have been out for a while.
they're retiring. They're doing their farewell tour, although they did one like 82. But
It's been that long. Has it really been that long since they did a farewell tour? They did a farewell tour in 82?
I think so.
They did a farewell tour 40 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, they were hoping they were going to die before they got old.
I am so
And then they
old, though. Like,
For people who aren't familiar with the Who, that's a line from one of their songs.
oh, is it?
Like, yeah, talk about my generation, hope I die before I get old. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just want people to be like, why is he wishing death upon Roger Daltrey and
No.
Pete Townsend?
No.
Yeah. But they have an artist series.
They do. Supporting their farewell tour,
Yeah.
apparently.
They've already played their last date in the States, and then they're going to wrap it up over in the Yuck, which is where they're from, so that makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah. I mean, the Ooh. What the hell is happening? The Who is iconic. Like, their songs are
Yeah.
iconic, you know?
And man, they still sound great. We saw them, was it right
God.
before COVID or right coming out of COVID?
I think it was coming out of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
They sounded great.
yeah, Roger Daltrey still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And I spent the money because this was before tickets got crazy expensive.
Yes.
They were only $300 a ticket.
Yeah, but we were right
We were in
there.
like third row.
Yes.
And like now those would probably be like $1,500 tickets.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm going to bite the bullet and spend the $300 because I'd never seen The Who. And they were great.
They were great. That whole show was just awesome.
and I got
Lots
like
of fun.
amazing pictures with my phone. I didn't even have to zoom in.
No.
Checking out the competition.
So Hydrow has launched Hydrow Liquid.
They are launching. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, sorry.
It hasn't happened yet.
Launching.
Yeah.
And their own strength platform.
The Hydro Liquid is the strength platform.
Oh, I thought Hydrow Liquid
It's the stupidest name ever.
was a new machine.
And here's the reason it's stupid. Guys, they spelled it Lyquid.
They want to be able to trademark it or
I
whatever.
know.
Like,
I get it.
yeah.
And it's like, you can't have the same name as anything else. So, like,
Yeah.
everybody that makes something is going to have to go through this, like, naming thing. So,
drug names are so weird. For
yeah,
real.
I know.
Yeah.
And it looks like NyQuil. That's what made me laugh.
It
But-
does. NyQuil.
But yeah, so I saw this in a Facebook group. People have been trying it out, and apparently there's like you can get an opportunity to beta test it if you're already a Hydro user, which makes total sense. But I was really surprised because you can't find, like, if you're just the average person, there's nothing out there that shows you pictures of this thing. Even on their own website, the only thing that I could find was a rope that looked suspiciously just like Tonal. And I mean, just like Tonal. I don't know what the rest of the machine looks
Right.
like, but I thought that was super interesting. So Hydrow has a bunch of strength classes, kind of like Peloton does on their platform. And the question seems to be from Hydrow users, like, what's going to happen to those?
Right.
And it seems nobody really knows the answer. And like, what's going to happen with subscription prices? Nobody knows the answer.
They're going to go up.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Eventually, they're going to go up.
I also just find it interesting that Hydrow has been around since after Peloton had come out their thing, because that their whole tagline has always been the Peloton of rowing machines, you know, that, and that's always bothered me.
Yeah.
But at least they're a real company with a real machine, and people do love it. So like, at least they have a good machine.
Right.
The thing that is interesting is that this is really the first time they've added any equipment. And I just thought it was interesting they went with strength. It makes sense to me, though. If you
Yeah.
already have cardio, add strength. That's
Yeah.
where everybody's headed these days.
Right. And why add another bike company? We don't, like.
But I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off their own strength machine.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It will be interesting.
It will.
Speaking of tonals,
Mm-hmm.
just a little FYI, if you're looking to get a tonal, you might want to sit tight for a minute.
Yeah. Like,
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Ish.
just trust me.
You're probably going to see some Black Friday deals,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not crazy to predict
It
in
is
today's
not.
world.
It is not crazy to predict.
Yeah.
So-
just FYI.
Yeah.
Coming up after this, we're going to talk about content, everything that's going on in the world of Peloton. So stick around, won't you?
New content.
It is time for the TCO Top 5. You have told us the best classes, and we just take you at your word.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Number 1, your favorite holiday ride.
It's not shockingly the 30-minute Jason Universe ride with Camila Ramon. It was put on the website on October 28th, and Courtney Castle Brinkerhoff recommended it, and she said it was so good. Camila was a camp counselor leading us on a hike through the woods, but would we all make it back?
No.
She was so convincing and didn't break character for 1 second. Christy Smalley was able to make it back, and because she also recommended it. And Christy said her reason for nominating the ride was a bit unconventional, though. Did anyone else notice the reflection at the back of Camilla's ears in the mirror behind her made it look like she had devil horns coming out of her head?
Number 2, your favorite tread boot camp.
This was taught by Rebecca Kennedy. It was the 30-minute Jason Universe boot camp, which was released on the platform on the 27th of October. And Rebecca Allen nominated this boot camp, saying it was so creative and she stayed in her camp counselor character so well. And that is true. I have not taken the Camila class yet. I never got to take it, but the boot camp was a lot of fun. And it started with a meditation, then went to the boot camp, then it went to the Camila class. It tells a story. So I highly recommend people take all 3 classes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and it was very original and different. Now, some people felt it was way too over the top, not for them. It was cheesy. And I get that because some things just aren't. But to me, it felt fresh and fun. And I felt like the instructors were really motivated to do something different. Like they enjoyed it too. And so you could pick up on that. And for me, some of the instructors have been phoning it in because they've been doing it for so long.
For sure.
So it felt great.
Yeah. Number 3, your favorite full body class.
Well, the countdown to turkey burn classes have started to drop, although weirdly, like that is a whole thing, but we won't get into that here. But Andy Spears' first class was on, it may have been the first class of the week. It was a 30-minute countdown to turkey burn full body, week 1, day 1. And if you want to find these, you have to look up turkey burn by typing in TB, because there's too many letters. They can't get all these in. It's really funny. Anyway,
Countdown to tuberculosis.
There you go. Karen Smith nominated this class. She said she was thankful that it wasn't a killer. Tina had fun writing this one after the... And Karen said what really made this class was Andy's turkey imitations at the end during the burner. Pulse squats are tough enough, but try doing them while laughing. I hate pulse squats. Not as much as Bulgarian split squats, though. I'll do pulse squats all day, comparatively.
I'm a fan of your pole work.
Okay.
Number 4.
Pulse, not pole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes less sense. Your favorite ride.
It was taught by Sam Yo. It was a 30-minute pop ride on 11-2. Denise Brock recommended this class. She specifically loved the music. It included Taylor, Britney, Mariah, and Madonna. Definitely my jam, said Denise.
And then finally, number 5, your unstackable. It is a climb ride.
Jen Kern nominated this class. Jen said it's a tough one, but very well coached. Christine did an Insta stories before the class telling people to make sure they eat well and have snacks during and lots of hydration. 75 minutes of climbing. After a 15-minute warm-up, you're in for a long and unforgiving ride.
Taking a look at this week at Peloton, we have a new FTP test with Matt Wilpers.
We do. And it's been a little bit since we've had new FTP classes, so people are really excited about that. 10-minute FTP warm-up and a new 20-minute FTP test if you just want to brutalize yourself. And those will be available on demand. They are available on demand because we are in November. It is November 5th, and these dropped on November 3rd. I know what month it is, really.
But we also have a 30-minute Pilates class with Aditi Shah.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since we've had a 30-minute one, and that's going to be dropping on demand tomorrow, November 6th.
We also have a 60-minute endurance run with Susie Chan.
Yes, this one's going to be live Saturday, November 8th at 7 a.m. Eastern. Too early for me to get out of bed on a Saturday. It's the only
Me
day,
too.
It's the only day I get to sleep in.
Yeah.
But I will definitely be taking this class. Love endurance, love Susie.
And there is also a 30-minute ambient yoga flow with Nico Serrani.
Yeah, new. This is, you've got ambient yoga, which combines gentle movement with a calming atmosphere. I kind of thought they all were supposed to be that, but
This one doubly so.
I guess so. It's a 30-minute flow, and that'll be on demand on November 9th.
There is also 7 days of stretching. It's like an advent calendar, except your butt's sticking up.
Well, what it really is a new program, Tom.
Okay.
And it's also a new program by Hannah Corbin, and it is specific to push her new book. Did you stretch though?
Ah.
And it's interesting because some people feel like her book is getting pushed a little harder by Peloton than other instructor books because like they've timed this program with it. There's a whole bunch of things happening. I don't know if that's true or not. Never really paid attention.
Yeah.
I understand why people might see it that way though. And it makes me curious if others have noticed the same.
So devil's advocate.
Bring it.
I think this book lends itself more to Peloton using their platform to talk about it.
That's fair.
Right? Like Ben Aldis's book, which people seem to love. And, so like no shade, but his book was more like
It was a book about progressive overload and how to use it. And it also had personal stories.
Right.
So, but I get your point. Like if it's personal stories, how are you supposed to,
build classes and stuff around where this book's all about stretching. So she has a stretching series to promote it. Like,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair devil's advocate.
Yeah. And then finally, Alex and Matt team up for a 2-for-1 ride. A 2-for-1 run.
So what's interesting about this one is we think it's a scenic class, never actually checked, but it was specific around the New York City Marathon. And so by Alex, I assume we mean Alex K.
Yeah.
Because Alex T wasn't at the marathon at all that I'm aware of.
Right.
And so it's 60 minutes. It's a 2-for-1, but you're doing the New York City Marathon course. And it dropped on 11/1. So just before the marathon. Haven't checked it out yet. You can't find it on the app, which is what leads me to believe it's a scenic class.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Because you don't find scenic classes on the app.
Right. Yeah, because it only works on your equipment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, I knew something. Being married to a robot pays off.
Peloton birthdays.
We have 2 birthdays this week. On November 9th, it's Mila Wedekind. And then on November 10th, it's Aditi Shaw.
Well, happy birthday to Mela and Aditi.
Yes. And so that brings this episode to a close. Until next week, where can people find you?
Well, before we close, should we mention that the earnings call will be tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. So the earnings call this quarter, is very odd. It's like Thursday
at 5 p.m. Eastern, so it's after the markets close.
Yeah.
But we go see movies on Thursday night.
Yes.
So unless something real crazy happens, we're not recording and inserting a thing because it's just too much work.
Yeah. So
and we'll already have the episode done, recorded, up, posted by then. So
it'll be out there for the Patreon people. It'll be scheduled to go live for everyone else. So
we will have an article covering it though, just so you can still keep up on everything. And then of course we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. So where can people find you?
Oh, yeah. People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on... You're always so proud when you get it right. It's only been like 8 years.
Exactly.
You can find me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/The Clip Out. While you're there, like the page, join the group, and of course, don't forget our Patreon, $5 a month. You help out a little indie show. It's greatly appreciated. You get all sorts of bonus content. You get early episodes so you can flaunt your Peloton knowledge to your friends. and we like you a lot. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pedaling.
And running.
And willing.
Bye.